Same thing in your house. Worst thing in the world can happen. Something you can find out your child is been looking at pornography, or your daughter is sexually active and lost her virginity and all that, and it's like, oh, doom and gloom. Whoa. But then you got to dust yourself off and begin to speak with power and authority like, okay, okay, my bad. Got me there, but now, never again. Power and authority of the Lord Jesus Christ that resides in me, so now I can speak to this thing, this tree, this mountain, whatever it is. And I can say, not my daughter. No, my daughter, she'll be all right. And then when she grows up, she's going to have a successful marriage. You watch. She's going to come through this. I'm not giving up. I remember Madonna said something years ago when she shot the video Truth or Dare. And she said she put two nasty men kissing and blah in the video, just men just kissing. And they asked her, said, why would you put two men kissing? This hurts your sales. Nobody's buying or whatever. She said, well, I'm not doing it for sales. I already have money. They said, well, then why would you do that? She said, well, if people begin to see it, the more they see it, the less it'll bother them. You know what she was really saying? That if it begins to happen on a large scale, people will be like, oh, well, it's too late to do anything. We can't ever be like that. Power and authority. I am believing God to be debt-free spiritually. Oh, this is good. As well as financially. Now, you believe in God for a financial miracle, you're going to be debt-free. But you have to be debt-free spiritually as well. In other words, single mother, divorced parent, those of us that are walking around carrying heavy mistakes we've made, you got to get debt free. In other words, you know, these children are very smart these days. You take a 12, 13, 14-year-old, they know how to manipulate a situation of divorce and make one parent feel bad and get what they want and then make this parent feel guilty. You know, they know how to do that now. I mean, they can get the instructions on the internet. But if you've made mistakes, you've made error in judgment, you may have had a child out of wedlock, you may have been divorced and remarried or whatever, you may have really made some mistakes, you may be a single mother struggling to take care of your children, whatever it is, don't get weighed down by the burden of carrying around a mistake. You have to be debt-free spiritually. It's not just about money. Many of us are living good lives now, but there are many of us that have made mistakes. And every time we progress, the devil comes to try to weigh us down because of that. And you know what that makes? That means that whatever your child is doing, all the mistakes and the bad stuff, you feel helpless like, well, it's my fault. They're like that because I messed up. No, you got to be debt free. My walk with Christ is not in vain. I have a promise from God. We can't give up on this generation. I don't care what the president signs. I don't care what the gays and lesbians say. Our children are going to make it. Your children. Come on, point at yourself and say, my children. Even if you haven't had them yet, just say, my children. Come on, just get real spiritually charismatic with me and just start calling out, you know, my children, they're not going to be divorced. Their marriage is going to be wonderful. They're going to meet a wonderful person. They're going to have children and create a godly lineage just because of what I'm doing right now in my heart, the decision I'm making right now. It's going to change things forever. With power and authority, I can make a decision right now that changes my seed, the direction. It changes my children's lives forever. The devil, I don't care what society says and does. I have a promise from God.